On 2 o'clock, a very good afternoon to you. This is eNCA, and let's get straight to our main story. The case against police officers accused of shooting Nathaniel Julies has been postponed now until the 10th of September. The two officers appearing briefly in the Protea Magistrate's Court in Soweto earlier today. Both, we understand, will remain in custody. They are charged with murder, defeating the ends of justice, and possession of prohibited ammunition. 16-year-old Julies died after being shot in El Dorado Park. Let's begin the bulletin with reporter Aviwe Mtila, who is in Soweto. Aviwe, good afternoon to you. A very brief court appearance. They didn't say anything, did they?
Not much. The only new thing that we really got was the fourth charge, which was basically a discharge of firearm in a municipal area. Just alongside those three charges for Simon Scorpion Jalivane, 46-year-old accused number one, as well as Kaylin Whiteboy, the 23-year-old policewoman, in fact, charged along Scorpion for the murder of Nathaniel Julies. I am now joined by the family, one of the family representatives, and basically the counsel to the family. Thank you for joining us at eNCA. But I just want you, Cyril, maybe to take us through what you're going through now, this moment, seeing those two police representatives appear in court.
We actually quite happy what we saw them for the first time, basically knowing that they are apprehended, they are in custody. But rocking up here, when we pitch up here today, it was emotional for us, you know, coming here, knowing that we're going to see them for the first time. And, you know, it really hurts me as well when I saw the lady. I did not even know that there's a lady that was arrested as well. And just to know that she's a colored lady as well, you know, it just broke my heart to know that one of our own is responsible for the death of Nathaniel.
I just want to talk to you, Larry, just about the charges themselves. The murder charge, of course, the state believes that it's premeditated. I mean, what could have been behind that?
Look, the state must charge to the utmost because the accused has the opportunity then to just come out with the truth. And on that basis, the community will really be able to assess who they are and what could have really happened that day. But as for now, based on the tampering with the evidence, the family, even though they are baffled how something like this could happen to an innocent Down syndrome boy, suffering boy, how that could happen, it is unthinkable that anybody can, even by mistake, do it. The tampering of the evidence leaves people with no choice but to believe that it's premeditated. The accused will have to prove that it's the opposite. Maybe some people will feel better, the mother might feel better if she can find out that it's not premeditated, because how can something like this happen to the child? Having heard the mother, how she feels and how broken she was, I also believe that today should be give us some sort of relief, the fact that there is a start to this case. It actually appeared in court. Because when we came here this morning, on the outside people spoke, and there was a rumor that the case is not being heard and the docket might have disappeared. And so I already thought, we discussed it, that this is going to break the mother if there's anything that has gone wrong.
Cyril, now I just want to also touch with, in terms of the family and them being connected with the investigations, getting updates in terms of IPID. Is that happening? Do you understand? Could there be further arrests? Because we understand there were 4 policemen on the night that Nathaniel Julies was killed.
Yeah, we are actually saying that it's not only this 3 that was involved in that, but we haven't received any information as yet from IPID. What is happening? Is there more arrests pending? Are they going to investigate further and just question more officers that was involved? Because he allegedly phoned one of these guys at the station to go and pick up the shell at the crime scene. So that's where the tampering started. So it's not only the 3 of them. You understand? And as now as I'm standing, seeing those 2 there, it brought some relief to me. But knowing that there is still one roaming around that was with them the night that they shot Nathaniel. So we haven't received any feedback at this moment from IPID. And we had a protest at the march yesterday. And that is what's one of our requests, that we receive feedback from them. We said on a weekly basis, but I think we're going to have to push them. You understand? Not to let this case go cold, because once we're going to back off from them, that is where the slack will come in, and they will feel comfortable, and then the tampering will start again. We're just scared for that, because we're from El Dorado Park. We know what happened in the past, and we just don't want that to happen. We want justice to come down hard on them. But as I said, I am happy with what I've seen. I saw the two for the first time. As I said, very disturbed, very sore, because it's a colored lady. It could have been my sister. And they tried to hide it. They tried to cover it up. You understand? So if they can do that as a colored lady, especially my neighbor, it could have been my sister, it could have been my cousin. So what else can they tamper with? What else can they try to cover up in this case?
Yeah. I also don't want this to sound like race when he says, and I hope the community, whoever listens to it, when he speaks about race, it's just that, it's unthinkable. It's not that we accept that a black person could have done it. It's just that, it's like your neighbor, your next door neighbor, your family member, that is a person like you is involved in this case. I just want to say this thing. I would actually think it's reasonable to ask the Gauteng government to pull back, to consider to re-evaluate the statements they made last week, because it was as if they were casting doubt on eyewitness accounts and believing more what they believed the police was saying them. And the fact that IPOD's preliminary report already said what it said should actually force the Premier, who was influenced by the MEC, to say what he has said as a result of what she said, or maybe reported to him. And today, the witnesses, in a way, must feel vindicated that this case has actually come to court, and it is clear with the charges that are up to date that there are real charges. But as I said earlier on with the other interview, is that the family and the community still have to understand what those charges really are to satisfy us in legal terms. So what does those charges mean in the process? I just want to say the last thing.
Thank you very much. Of course, those charges include the use, basically, of prohibited ammunition. I mean, in a conversation that I had with the NPA spokesperson, she detailed how that ammunition that they used was stopped basically back in 2006 already, but these policemen allegedly used that on 16-year-old Nathaniel Julies.
All right. Aviwe Mtila, thank you very much indeed. Outside the Protea Magistrates Court in Soweto, the case has been postponed until the 10th of September.